Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we're looking at the grandmother of Quinton Simon, Leilani Simon's mother. Her name is Billie Jo Betterton Howell. She was arrested, and it says that she was arrested for contempt of court, juvenile court. She was booked into the same jail that her daughter is in. Her daughter's in jail facing multiple charges that include malice murder, concealing the death of another person, false reporting, etc. Um, so Billie Jo Betterton, it says, who also goes by the name Howell, so she was arrested for contempt of court. So, and I see so much on the internet about this. And they're saying that they don't think it's related. Some of them are saying it's not related to the murder. And even though her daughter was arrested, question everything, because her daughter didn't go get the children from the babysitter's house. The daughter's boyfriend would drop them off and pick them up, from what I understood. I could be wrong. And so when the children were brought home, I don't know where Leilani was in the house. I don't know if she was awake. I don't know if she was in the bathtub. I don't know where she was because I have no idea. And so then I don't know what happened after that. And without having the knowledge of her, I don't even know if she was awake when the children got home. Like I said, I don't have any knowledge of the situation, of who was in the house. I mean, of what was going on in the house when the children got home or what happened after that. So, um, and what is contempt of court? So you can read what contempt of court could mean, different things. And I wonder if I go to right here, my timeline, right, that I put up, and I scroll down. Okay, there was a document. It says, in the juvenile court of Chatham County, state of Georgia, in the interest of Zane and Sky, they took the children out. It says they removed the children from their home at approximately 6:30 p.m. And an officer of the court authorized the removal of the children from the home and the placement of the children in foster care because the children were in imminent danger of abuse or neglect if they remained in the home. Removal of the children from the custodian was and remains necessary to safeguard the children's welfare. And so you read what this states. It says continuation of the children in the home. Returning the children to the home would be contrary to the welfare of the children, and removal of the children is in the best of the children because a voluntary kinship care agreement with relatives became insufficient to ensure the safety and welfare of the children during a child death investigation. The children's sibling, Quinton Simon, was reported missing October 5th. Based upon the information obtained from the course of this missing child investigation on October 12th, law enforcement notified defects in the family, and it was I'm skimming through this, so sorry. It was proceeding with a child death investigation. The children and sibling were living in a home with the mother, the young father, and the maternal grandmother prior to the siblings' disappearance. The mother is the primary suspect of the death investigation, and other household members, as well as relatives, continue to be investigated for protective capacity. The mother is a chronic, unrehabilitated substance abuser of cocaine and cannabis. She screened positive for and admitted use of cocaine and THC at the birth of the child Sky. She has continued to screen positive for cocaine. The mother has been diagnosed with bipolar disorder and anxiety disorder, for which she has not been receiving ongoing mental health treatment. The maternal grandmother has a permanent guardianship order as to the child Zane, pursuant to documents from the juvenile court of Burke County. The maternal grandmother failed to provide adequate supervision for the child Zane by leaving the child Zane in the home in the care of the mother, a person the maternal grandmother knew or should have known was unfit to provide proper care. Would that be considered contempt of court by doing that? I'm not sure. I'm wondering what the contempt of court was and if it is involved with this. So, and you can read my timeline on my other video. I went through the whole timeline. And I haven't added to the timeline that the grandmother has been arrested. But you can see here the grandmother is being arrested, and you're wondering why. Excuse me. And we're all wondering why. Why was the grandmother arrested? What is contempt of court? We may never know. It may come out. It may never come out. But it's interesting that she's been arrested. And you can see, you're probably wondering when she was arrested. So we're looking at, we can see 17 hours ago it comes up, 14 hours ago, 8 hours and 9 hours ago, an hour ago. So I'm not sure if she got arrested yesterday. Arrested Monday. She was arrested Monday, so that's yesterday. And then, well, when I'm doing this video, it's yesterday. And then she's in a smock for, they said it's a smock for Suicide Watch. And I'm guessing that they put her in that before they did the mugshot so that people can see that she's going to be safe and she's going to be under Suicide Watch. So people are, because that way people will see that and they'll know and they'll understand this is where she is when they arrested her, because they know that, you know, the whole world's watching, going, what happened? You know, because you see this child and you automatically look at the child and you're like, oh my goodness, what an adorable child, right? And then you find out, you know, then the child's missing and everybody's upset, hoping they find the child. And because the child is adorable, right? And then you find out that the child, they're searching for the child, you know, in the landfill, and they believe that the child is dead, and then they find the child's remains in the landfill. So you know, it does. The investigators get upset. Anybody with a heart gets upset, you know, because this is a child. And, you know, you have the stages of grief. And I think that some people go through the stages of grief just by, it just happens. You know, maybe it's not like grieving a family member, but you do have your stages of grief. And what are they? They are denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and then acceptance. And a lot of people are angry because this child, you know, they feel like this child should have been safe and taken care of. And that it should never have come to this. It never should have come to this. But at the same time, you know, your children, when they do things, do you defend your children? I mean, I talk to a lady all the time, and she has a adult child who steals. Her daughter's not honest. She's just not an honest person, and she steals and does things, and she will say, oh no, she would never do that, you know, that kind of thing, because she doesn't want to think that her daughter would do those things. And that's the way we are with our children. Even when they're adults, we love our children and we don't want to think that they would do something bad or harmful. So here she is, she gets custody of these children, and she puts them in the mother's care, even though her daughter lost custody because her daughter was unfit, hoping that her daughter has learned a lesson and will be a better parent, and that she's got her boyfriend, who is the father of the baby, co-parenting with her, so that she hopes they'll be taken care of, even though she should know better because she's getting messages from the babysitter, right? But, you know, we want our children to do better. We want them to be better. And I don't know. I wonder how many people would have done the same thing she did in those circumstances, you know? I don't know. I don't know. But I know that we all make mistakes, and her mistake, I don't know who you blame for the death of this child. Because I don't know what happened. I wasn't in the house. And we get angry, we get upset, and we judge her. I see all over YouTube videos, everyone is judging the grandmother. You know, some of them are defending them, but it seems like a lot of people are judging the grandmother. A lot of people are judging her for raising her children, how her children ended up. Some of them are judging her daughter. Some of them are judging her son. Some of them are judging the babysitter, but it's not, it doesn't change anything. It doesn't, judging them, it's not going to change anything. You can't judge them and go back in time and save the child, you know. The child is gone. So to me, now is the time to pray. Pray, you know, for people. Judging them doesn't do anything. It makes, to me, when you're judging somebody, it's like, well, I feel like you can't get puffed up and feel like you're better than somebody. And if you're judging somebody to some extent, it's like you're getting puffed up a little bit enough to judge them. And we're not supposed to get puffed up. So, but I'm wondering if the contempt of court, I'm wondering if violates agreement. I wonder if they felt like she violated that agreement because her daughter wasn't supposed to have the children, right? So I'm wondering because they deemed the mother as unfit and took the children away from the mother and then put them in the care of the grandmother, if that's why she's not being held in contempt. Even though it says that she's not, the charge has nothing to do with Quinton Simon, I really don't know. But maybe somebody out there knows and can give me that answer. But right now, that's my question. My question is, would that be considered contempt of court? If you have a paper and you have the children in your care and they're not supposed to be with the mother, and then you put them in the care of the mother that the children were taken away from, and she's supposed to be unfit and not supposed to have the children, would that be considered contempt of court? And I don't know, but I think possibly. You'd have to ask somebody that's an attorney or something if that's considered contempt of court. And we may never know what the charges for the contempt of court are, what the reason for it, or what happens. I would think it would come out, but I think that they said that online that some of it was sealed, so I'm not sure. And I don't know what the consequences are for the contempt because I don't know what the contempt is in regards to. So maybe there was a court order, see? Yeah. So I have a lot of questions. Anyway, I thought I would make this video real quick, and honestly, I feel like we should pray for everyone involved. The siblings to this child, the mother, the grandmother, the father, everybody. And Quinton Simon's father, who lost not only his baby, not the boyfriend, he didn't live in the house, but the father of Quinton Simon lived in another house, and the father of Quinton Simon lost his father, he lost his mother, and he lost his baby, all in a very, very short time period. And I just think that's horrific that he has to go through that. And I really think that he will need our prayers at this time. So I just thought I'd make this video, and I'm done. So please feel free to leave comments and let me know what your thoughts are, and have a great day. Bye-bye.